Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Press C for Carnage. As always, this is Dave, your host, and joining me is Jordan Collin.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hello.
Why don't you kick us off again there, Jordan?
Sure. So we have a lot of news. I'm just kidding. I do actually have a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's just start with the fact that this was from a couple weeks ago now, but we're now just getting to it. What are your guys' thoughts on the? I know you guys probably didn't actually play it, but Colin, you said you own it, but I didn't actually hear whether or not you said you played it or not. But the Marvel's Avengers superhero game, the like third person beat 'em up, 3D third person beat 'em up. I guess it's closing its servers down. It was a live service game, and they weren't getting the player count that they wanted to keep going. So they're shutting it down. I just want to know what your guys' opinion on that was. That game's not even. I don't want to say it's like a year and a half old. Like, it's not even that old.
Yeah, man.
So
I have not played it, but the main thing with it was that people thought it was repetitive because it was just like a beat 'em up over and over again.
Right.
Like you would go to an area and then you'd have to spend like so long beating up enemies in an area, which I kind of understand why it was shut down.
Gotcha.
People just get tired of it.
Just wanted to correct myself that apparently the game was released in September of 2020. I apologize for the mistake there. So it's actually a little less than 3 years old. So like 2.5 years. I guess that's a decent amount of time, but from what I know and what I read, the game's player base basically dropped to nothing, like 10 players within the first like 6 months. So the fact that they kept it going this long is actually surprising to me. So, to piggyback on this subject of it closing its servers down, they announced that they're going to basically give all of their microtransaction costumes that they were overpriced, by the way. They were like $25-$30 a piece, which was ridiculous. They're going to give them all away for free, basically, and allow everyone from this point forward until the server closure, the game closure, to play with them for free, which is a nice gesture, I guess. But like the fact,
Absolutely not. What about the people who actually were suckers and paid for it?
I was actually about to continue with that point. I was going to ask what your guys' thoughts were. How do you feel about the people who spent the last 2.5 years paying for these overpriced skins?
Carnage. Keyword in that sentence you just said. Suckers.
I only laugh because I've spent so much money on New World with cosmetics.
Yeah, but the difference between that though and this is that you've got your money's worth out of it. Wouldn't you say? You've played enough of it to feel as though the investment in those cosmetics was worth it.
Kinda.
Okay.
And like you said, within 6 months, everyone was gone from the game, so the only people who were left knew what they were doing.
Yeah, exactly.
They knew what they were investing in.
No, you're right. They knew exactly what they were doing before it was too late. So I don't blame. I was gonna say I don't blame them for getting angry, but that's not what I wanted to say. I'm trying to think of how to word this. I don't blame the people who want to play the game with those free assets, those free skins, to do so. If they're going for it, then be my guest. Whatever, do what you got to do. But I do feel slightly bad for the people who bought the skins up until this point, but also, like Carnage said, they're suckers. They shouldn't have done it. But, a lot of those people were probably grown-ass men, grown-ass people, grown-ass women. Even adults make mistakes, man. I've regretted purchases in games before. Like Warframe, actually, is a really good example. I was addicted to Warframe for the longest time, like a solid 2 or 3 months, or straight, and I spent like $450 like in microtransactions in that game because I just was so addicted to it. I regret it now. They got me good. They got me right where they want me. So
Yeah, well, we're all suckers for that.
yeah, agreed.
You are also.
It's
never purchased in any way, shape, or form an online skin because I think
well, here, listen. It is a waste of money to buy something that you'll never have a physical possession of, has no monetary value to it. But I mean, anything could happen. Like, look at what happened with Warcraft, where all of was it Japan or China?
I don't
Their
remember.
servers are officially shut down.
China. It was China, yeah.
So people who've had their accounts for 10, 12, 15 years, instantly gone. Everything they've invested, time, money.
Well, has World of Warcraft been in China for an entire 15 years?
I
feel like
don't know how long it's been. At least 10 years.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So,
yeah.
They're about to lose everything. You're telling there has to be at least a few million people who have bought cosmetics or gold or whatever.
2005, by the way. 2005 was when it was released in China.
So that's 18 years?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So we are suckers and fools for paying money for that, but at the same time we could be doing worse. We could be buying drugs or liquor or anything else. Honestly, we could be addicted to gambling, which I actually used to be. I used to spend thousands of dollars in gambling.
Oh wow, okay.
Which is why I've turned so heavily to gaming. It's an out, keeps me focused.
Right.
And I don't mind popping $20 here and there as opposed to life savings on the other side. So yeah, sucks to be them. Sucks to be the ones that had to buy it. That turns out to be free, but it's a shit game. And anybody who paid for skins that early on a game are they? Yeah.
So would you be upset if 3 months from now, New World said, "Hey, we don't have enough players. We're gonna shut down the servers within 6 months' time. Everyone is able to have free access to all the skins." How upset would you be?
I wouldn't be, because with how high their prices are, I'm borderline fool anyways to be exchanging my money for in-game currency.
Yeah, true.
It's yeah.
I just want to say I'm super upset that they're selling a tagger pet that doesn't actually do anything. It literally just sits on your house's porch and just like licks itself to death into infinity. Yeah, the New World MMO. They're charging $15 real for this thing. 15.
Yeah.
All it does is lick itself. It doesn't even help you in combat. Completely useless.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the topic on hand. Marvel's being shut down, which frankly kind of surprises me, seeing as the Facebook turn-based game is still up and live when it's been at least 15 years running, if not longer.
I don't know.
Very early stages of Facebook is when this thing was released. So,
well,
yeah.
The thing is, this one's made by Square Enix. I'm pretty sure this Avengers game.
I believe you're correct. Yes,
Yeah.
I believe it's Square Enix.
Yeah.
It's just, you gotta think what kind of backlash they're gonna get from Marvel on this, because they really did hurt their name on the video game market.
Oh, for sure.
So,
for sure.
They're never gonna get another license from Marvel.
Oh, you're absolutely
right. If not at the price they paid for this game. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sorry about the long pause there. I was just trying to think. Yeah, I completely agree with you on every point you've made, to be honest. All right, do you guys want to move on, or so we?
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys have heard about the Suicide Squad game coming out. It's a third person 4-player. I think it might be 4. I think it might actually only be 2-player, to be honest. I think that's one of the things that people were complaining about. It was supposed to be 4-player, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. 2 to 4-player. I'm just gonna say 2 to 4 with an asterisk. To amend this later. It's like, you guys remember the Gotham games, the Gotham City Batman games. It's essentially that, but with like co-op. With the Suicide Squad as the members. They released there's an article in here from thegamer.com that says that Suicide Squad will have a battle pass, which, I mean, I guess is okay, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about this because I feel as though battle passes are getting a little out of hand, and I want to hear what you guys' opinions on them were, because from what I can tell, and I understand the reasoning behind them. I understand the purpose is to make you come back, to get a thing, to get a cosmetic, to get a banner, to get whatever it may be, by continuing to play this game nonstop. Like Destiny 2 had them, Warzone has it, you know.
Look, they needed to find a way to legalize loot boxes, and they found a way.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Technically, most of them, from what I can tell, most of them aren't loot boxes, as far as I can tell anymore. But I just don't. My personal opinion is I don't like battle passes. So I think they're completely waste of time in terms of like trying engagement, like trying to get people to come back to this game constantly over the next like several weeks. You know, to play this game. Like I don't have time for that, dude. I don't have time to come back to this game like 8 hours a day, you know, 6 days a week for the next 2 months before the next season starts, like before this battle pass ends. I just the time commitment is too much. It's way too much. Have you engaged with any battle passes, Colin?
I have in both Tribes of Midgard and Fortnite. Fortnite's a little bit more predatory because it's pushed towards kids, and you know that type of stuff. But it's all cosmetics. Tribes of Midgard, you don't have to pay for it like you do with Fortnite, but like crafting recipes are locked behind the battle pass.
Oh, okay. See, now would you consider that pay to win? Would you consider crafting recipes being locked behind?
No. Mostly, yes. Like, well, you can't pay to win. Like in Tribes of Midgard, the battle pass is free. Like it's just a level thing per season.
Right, but I'm pretty sure you could buy levels, right? Isn't that one of those? Like,
I have no idea. Okay. I don't know. Maybe, but my opinion on battle passes is it has to be the right game, and the problem with battle passes is it tells you what kind of game it's going to be. It's not going to be a hard story-driven game. It's going to be some, like, beat-em-up type of game where you're just playing co-op with some random people, which is the main thing I would see as the problem with the new Suicide Squad game, because when I saw trailers, I thought it was going to be a story-driven thing, but now not so much.
Right. It does seem to have a storyline of some sort. I don't know how good it's gonna be or how long it's gonna be, but So, Carnage doesn't have any thoughts as of right now because he's on an important phone call. So I apologize for no communication from him. We'll have to wait for him to come back. So let's just move on to the next subject for right now, Colin. It'll just be me and you until he comes back. So. The next article here, essentially it's saying that PlayStation is leaving the PS4 behind, which I wanted to talk to you and Carnage about, but obviously with Carnage being AFK, that is not going to happen at the moment. But I'll talk to you, Colin. What are your thoughts on, I was going to say planned obsolescence, but that's not what the word I'm looking for here. Like, what's your opinion on, like, what is a perfect time frame for a console to be like claimed to be obsolete, to be removed from the ecosystem? You know, like when the PS4 came out, when was the PS3 was already like 7-8 years old, I believe, or almost 10. Do you think that's enough time for people to move on and get a new console?
Well, let me look at this. The PS4 was made in 2013. It's been over 10 years since the PS4 has been out.
Yes.
And the PS5 was
just recent. Well, I was saying not just recently. Actually, it's been out for quite a while now. But
it's been out since late 2020. So almost 7 years.
Right.
And let's see PS3 release date. PS3.
So while you're looking that up, I just wanted to state that my issue with that comparison, though, is the fact that, like, the PS5 specifically, the fact that it's hard to get one. Like, I don't know about right now, maybe not anymore, but like during the pandemic, like between 2020 and like 2022, it was almost impossible to get one. Like, and it wasn't just because of the pandemic and the economy; it was also because of the chip shortage was also a huge factor in that as well. But I don't know. Maybe that's why they didn't make the PS4 obsolete. Go ahead.
So, looking at the release date for the PS3 was 2006. The PS4 was 2013, the PS5 was 2020.
Right.
Each within a 7-year period. So I think it's not planned obsolescence, it's just new generation
Okay.
type things. I think that they definitely support it. It's been 3 years and they're now stopping support for it.
Right.
I think they did pretty good. I think that was in reaction to the pandemic and the chip shortage. But I'm pretty sure PS5s have come back into like circulation now.
Oh, I'm almost positive they're 1,000 times easier to get now than they were several years ago. So
like Walmart selling them for 500, and there's no like limited supply
notify or whatever. Right.
Yeah, like it's all just there. So
that's not bad.
I think it's just to the point where they gave us plenty of time,
right.
And they, I think it's time for it to roll over.
Right.
It's
like how you say, it's time for it to roll over and die.
Like, everything has to like go at some point. It's not like they're destroying. It's not like they're shutting everything down. With the PS3, you could still like buy games till up recently. I think it was 2019 when they finally shut down.
I was gonna say, yeah, it was like what 15, 20 years. Yeah, they kept that thing going surprisingly long, to be honest.
So like, I think other than like the people's like, we should still be able to get games on it. No, you shouldn't.
Right.
Like, everyone, yeah, I like the idea of having access to the games, but at a certain point, you're holding back the developers from creating what they want.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I think it's all well and good with time.
Okay.
Type of thing.
I'm glad to hear your opinion on it.
What do you think?
I think I'm conflicted on it, to be quite honest, because I agree with you that 7 to 10 years should be enough time for them to say, you know what, we're moving on. We're not going to be making any new games for this. And my agreement to that is mostly because I have seen console exclusives be held back because they have to support these older consoles that can't play these games, and I get that. But the other half of me is also like, but there are millions of people out here who can't just go out and buy a $500, $600 console, and even if it is 6-7 years, like that's an investment, like, and also that library is sometimes, most of the time, doesn't get carried over easy. Like, example being, the PS3 to the PS4 was almost impossible to carry over any of your games to, because the PS3 had an entirely different architecture. Like now it's not so much. Like now you can play older games that you own digitally on the newer consoles, but
I think Sony tried to stop that. Like, think about it. The PS2 to PS3, the original consoles, you could play PS2 games, but the problem was it was expensive.
Yes.
So they had to trim stuff off. So
yes.
They wanted to do that. So had it worked, we could have seen that the PS4 supported PS3 games. Because when you look at the PS5, if you have the disc version, you can play PS4 games on it. We used that to have some of our old library on it, so we didn't have to have 2 consoles hooked up to our entertainment center.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha.
So, like, yeah, it's an investment, but it's an investment that if you do it, you're not losing anything. It's not like, unless you get the non-disc version, digital only, I can see it as a problem. But if you find the disc version, if you get the disc version, which are being sold as with, like, on par with the not the digital version, you're not losing money. You get to keep all your stuff, and it's backwards compatible.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, I love that. I love that point of view, and that I didn't really think about that, to be honest. Because I'm just trying to think about the fact that the companies are out for, I was gonna say for blood, but they're out for your wallet. They don't give a crap about you and the fact that you have this giant library or whatever's easiest for you as the consumer. So, but That's cool. I like your personal view on that because you actually had a perfect example of that being, being done that way. So I think we should take a small break since we got to wait for
Yeah.
Carnage to come back anyway. So
Cool.
let's have a word from our sponsors. Welcome to the world of the Hype Man, Hitman. In this game, your mission is to take down high-profile targets, but instead of eliminating them, you'll be hyping them up. Get ready to infiltrate top-secret locations, gather intel, and use your charm and charisma to make your targets the talk of the town.
Mission 1.
Your first target is a reclusive billionaire who's been hiding away from the public eye for years. Your mission is to get him out of his shell and back into the spotlight. Use all the tools at your disposal, including your smooth talking and expert persuasion skills, to make him the most sought-after person in the city.
You, Mr. Billionaire. I know you've been keeping yourself to your while, but I think it's time for you to step back into the spotlight, baby. With my help, we can make you the talk of the town, and I guarantee you'll love the attention.
Mission 2.
Your next target is a struggling musician who's on the verge of giving up on their dreams. Your mission is to reignite their passion for music and help them make a huge comeback.
You, I know you've been having a tough time lately, but I believe in you. You have the talent and drive to make it big. Like show tunes big. That may help you get back on stage and show the world what you're made of.
This and so much more can be yours in a new copy of the hit video game Hype Man Hitman. And remember, it's not about taking people down, it's about lifting them up. Hey guys, we're back. Carnage is back from his important phone call.
Hey guys. Sorry guys, but family comes first, even before you guys, you legends.
Whoa!
So,
Whoa!
Why don't you get me up to speed? What did you guys trash while I was gone?
Let's
Well,
see. Oh, go ahead, Colin.
We talked about Suicide Squad and how the new game will have a battle pass, and we talked about our opinions on it.
Yes.
We then went on. So, do you want to give your quick opinion on?
Well, tell me everything, and then I'll do like a little 20-second.
And then we went to talk about how officially that the PlayStation 4 will no longer be supported in the lieu of the PS5 being 3 years old at this point. So, and that's what we ended off on. So,
yeah. So,
Okay, well, right off the hop, we've already discussed, or I've mentioned before, that the PS4 and the Xbox One are both lost their support.
mhm.
I think they're lucky to even gotten that many years out of PlayStation,
Mhm.
seeing as they're on a cutback spree. And two, battle passes are terrible. They were unique at the time. That's to draw players in for the consistent playing base. But now it's becoming a loot box mechanic.
I was gonna say a
Yeah,
crutch.
we brought
It's
that
a
up.
crutch.
Yeah. It's now become a monetization. So I hope the developer comes out with something new.
They will not.
To replace. Well, they might. It'll be some kind of niche thing, and there's other ways to keep us playing. Give us other goals. Bring back the monthly achievement list to go through. But anyways,
Right.
screw battle passes. I'm sure that was both of your guys' answers.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Colin's probably more thought like, but
Thought like.
I like you did. I literally brought up it's how they legalize loot boxes again.
yeah.
Well, and my point was, I feel as though they waste your time in terms of like trying to get you to come back for such meaningless items or gifts, or it's like 100 levels of like, oh, here's a pencil sharpener. It's like, I don't want that. Like,
Well, that's just it. It's the loot you get that, besides the free coins or the free currency,
right.
the stuff like any weapons you get from COD becomes obsolete come the next season.
No, you're absolutely
Unused,
right.
never to be used again. Who cares?
Yeah.
Why do you have this? It's if the 100th, or let's say the last 10 rewards were RNG base or randomized, where not everybody's getting the same end loot.
That's a
That
smart
would be
idea.
cool.
I like.
Yeah.
Okay, so you essentially want a loot box, but you want it to pick a randomized like cosmetic from their
Yeah,
shop.
so it's like only 1 in 1,000 have this item. So you're not going into a lobby and everybody has the same skin. Everybody has their own unique, randomly generated. It could be terrible, but it's still unique and it's only yours.
I would actually love a procedurally generated cosmetic system. I think that would be freaking amazing.
I know.
And as long as like sorry to cut you off, Colin.
Yeah, you're fine.
As long as every 10 levels has like the same reward, like bigger rewards, like what was in-game currency or the same, so that nobody's getting shafted on their paid battle pass. As long as every 10th one is the same,
right?
Who cares what's in between? It's all going to be unique.
True.
So that's my thought.
Well, I was just gonna bring up, certain games can't do it because it's like Fortnite can't really do it, but there should be a true incentive for the battle pass. Like you said, it goes out of fashion. Nobody uses it after the season. There should be a real use for certain things in the battle pass after the season has concluded.
Right. I think my biggest thing is a lot of times from what I've seen, they don't like a lot of things are exclusive to that battle pass. So like you get like this exclusive set of armor or whatever, and they don't allow you to get it later, like as an in-game award, or they make you pay a ridiculous price for it later.
Yeah.
Like I hate that. I like just like let me play for it. Let me do a little mini side quest to get it later or whatever. Like I don't know. I guess that would make people who got it the hard way, quote unquote, by actually doing the battle pass would make them upset. But that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, but in the end, if you're talking about Warzone or Modern Warfare, you're paying for all of that loot. You're paying for it regardless.
Right.
Because you have to pay for the battle pass. Now, if you don't keep the free gold they give you, quote unquote, each season, then yes, you're paying for it out of your pocket, apart from the very first week. If I forget where I was going with this, but they also have the free version where you can play and earn much slower without paying for the battle pass, and you also miss out on loot.
Yeah, you miss out on all the cool shit.
Exactly, the better stuff is stuff you can't earn.
They just give you pencil sharpeners.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, it just
they give me a sticker that like is a smiley face emoji that I can put on my Guns magazine that I don't care about in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's terrible. There's definitely other ways they can go about it. Better loots or better rewards. Maybe do like for the battle passes after the first 100, have like another 100 to go after it, and it's more of a bragging race to see who can actually complete the 101 to 200. Then you got the cool shit to get into.
Oh, I love the idea that like battle passes can literally become a battle with other players.
Yeah,
like, I love that.
Or like you could steal battle pass points from people if you lose.
Oh, like a PvP battle pass mechanic?
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
I
kind of like the sound of that. That's actually really cool. I was thinking it'd be really neat if they gave like special rewards to people who completed the battle pass. Like the first 100 who completed it get like a special reward or whatever, so on and so forth. Like just like some kind of incentive, because like honestly, it's just I don't know.
Yeah, but
bring back the midnight lineups.
So the problem with stuff like that is you create a bad aftermarket where people are selling super rare items for billions of whatever just because they got to it first, because they were able to spend like 5 minutes more doing something than someone else. And then you have the problem of what happens when cheaters create
a bot
bots
that does it.
Them to, exactly, that just spams the game 24 hours a day and gets all the rare rewards before people who actually spend time to playing the game.
That's a good point. That is a good point. Damn, I didn't think about that.
Why you gotta bring logic into this?
you damn robot! Yeah, I didn't think about the bot aspect of that, and like the rarity levels being undermined by the fact that a bot army could just do the same thing way faster. So, damn,
Mhm.
you just had to go and ruin that cool idea, Colin.
No, it's a cool idea, but like everything has to. You have to weigh the pros and cons of giving away special
No, you're right. You're
rewards
right.
for. I think it should all go
Roll
back to how TF2 did it and older games did it, where it was
You
achievement-based.
and your TF2, my guy.
They had you had to do certain things in game, and then you got a reward, and it was like time-based, and you got like special things for it that were like effective in game.
Right.
So I got it. I back to my roots of liking TF2.
Back to my
Yeah.
roots, he says.
But now, like, bringing back old references. Next, on to Con. I'm just kidding. Anyway.
No, right. Okay, so next article was, I don't know if you guys have heard about this game or not, but I think it looks terrible, and with how many times it's been delayed, it's kind of like a Skull and Bones situation, like that pirate game that Ubisoft is making. This game is called The Lord of the Rings Gollum, and it is a like a really badly artistically designed. I hate it. I hate the artistic design of it. It looks terrible. It looks like one of those like B Pixar movies. You know what I'm talking about? Those
the side company that makes it, like they have Pixar, but then you have the secondary.
Yeah, well, like
the
like
sequel.
it's like those third party like foreign like copycats that like try to make a Pixar movie like at the same time but cheaper. It looks like that. It looks terrible. I hate it so much. But
like the Finding Jesus movie.
yeah, exactly.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, so it essentially it got delayed again. Not that I was really excited for it to begin with, judging by the art style, but I mean, this is like the third or fourth time within the last couple years that it's been delayed again. And the article here says it was delayed beyond April. It says, I don't know why they wrote it this way because I'm not disappointed. It says, finally, we have a bit of disappointing news. The Lord of the Rings fans, or for Lord of the Rings fans, as the perpetually delayed Gollum game being developed by Daedalic Entertainment has been delayed yet again. We don't have concrete release date for you, but the title is expected to launch at some point this year between the months of April and September. If it isn't delayed again, of course, is what it says. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else to say about it other than, like, I wasn't excited for this game to begin with, and judging by how many times it's being delayed, it's not going to come out great. So, just another one of those, check marks on the whiteboard for the bingo card. You know what I'm talking about? The 2023 quote unquote, AAA game, quote unquote, failures.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, quote unquote. Yeah, so this is, I don't know. I don't know if you guys have any opinions on this. I don't know if you guys looking at the article. Did you guys see the screenshots at all?
I'm not a big fan of
Lord of the Rings.
Not saying I'm not a big fan. I've never given it the proper chance. I'm just not a fan of the whole medieval thing. It's just not my style.
As he says, as we are surrounded by a on our stream.
Hey, this was your idea for medieval. I want you to look at my character and see what it is. It's a robot. So I don't want to hear it from you.
For everyone listening to the audio podcast, you'll have to check the archived video either on Twitch at Press C #4 Carnage or our YouTube channel, which I believe is also Press C #4 Carnage. Yeah, you'll have to check out the archive video to see what he's talking about. But that's funny. All right, Carnage, do you have anything to comment on about the Lord of the Rings or no?
No. I don't know why they went with Gollum
As the main character.
His story, his protagonist story, should he ever have one, is always left to the unknown, and we're always being given little tidbits of his story, which was more of a community-based request. Like he was never intended to have storyline in Lord of the Rings. He was just
I was gonna say, isn't the entire prequel series like literally him becoming Gollum? Isn't that the entire? It's been a while since I've watched the Lord of the Rings movies, to be honest.
You're talking about the Hobbits?
Yes.
No. It's still before The Hobbit was all about Baggins. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong.
Balboa. Balboa.
Golem was even before that.
He's immortal.
Yeah, and he was just one of those characters that started to grow its own storyline apart from the original Lord of the Rings
Right.
trilogy.
Hidden lore.
Yeah, for any protagonist they could have went with just storyline, I would have preferred maybe Legolas or
Do you think
Gandalf? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say a Gandalf game would be freaking sick. But honest, I was gonna say, don't you think they've already beat to the pulp? I think is what I was looking for. Like the storylines of all of the human characters. Like, shouldn't we? I don't know. I would love a game where you play a Sauron. Like, I would think that would be sick.
That I was slowly leading to that. There's so many other ways. If they're gonna go with this two-faced gremlin, there's so many other characters, so many other avenues they can go for. Like, what about the history of the orcs? Like, why are we talking about that, or Sauron, or even there's so many better storylines they could have created and not ruined what we already know about Gollum.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't even know. I don't know. I haven't looked into it too deeply because I wasn't interested to begin with. But I don't know if this game is going to be retconned or whatever the hell it's called. Like, I don't know if it's actually going to be a part of the lore of Golem. I don't know if it's just like a side thing that's not actually a part.
We're just gonna get a house simulator with Golem where his one line is "My precious" when you find a shiny lamp and some drifts.
Yeah.
I love that.
Back to what you just said. Based on this snapshot that you've posted in the Discord, and the way he has he's all skin and bone.
And he's had the ring at this point.
He has either had or lost the ring. So we've already found a timeline as to where we are with him. So they could create a whole storyline that will never ever be a part of Lord of the Rings, but the community will put it together. One way or another, they will write the storyline, and we're not going to like it. So
you're another. I'm gonna find.
So on top of that, yeah, they have an unfinished, terrible, wouldn't even consider it an alpha phase fucking game coming out,
right?
With delays, and just say sorry, we're just not like.
Take a page.
We're taking it off, man. Yeah.
Right.
But they're gonna publish it. They're gonna send it out, and they're gonna get every dollar they could possibly can to reimburse themselves.
They're gonna milk it. They're definitely gonna milk it for sure.
Put a battle pass in there.
Yeah, and then just like Marvel, these guys are gonna have another crack at creating a Lord of the Rings game. So, congrats.
Yeah, I can see it. What is it? Who owns it? Is it Warner Brothers? Warner Brothers
owns what?
Lord of the Rings.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah, they've been getting really bad lately, dude. Like everyone has, like, video game companies. Warner Brothers has been getting bad with like content creation and just like milking series, microtransactions, that sort of thing. Like, ugh. All right. I was gonna say, I don't know if you guys want to move on to this last article here. We talked about it a little bit before we started the actual podcast, but so this is, I don't know if it's gonna trigger anybody, but it shouldn't because it's a fact. But the world is suffering. The world is getting hotter. You know, the weather's changing, climate's changing, greenhouse gases are real, climate change is real, global warming is real. So, to preface all of that, what I was getting to was that Xbox's new power-saving options have triggered a lot of political outcries with certain people. So I don't know if whoever's listening to this, you might see on the news that your favorite news station is talking about how, quote, our children are being turned into political activists, end quote, on because of Xbox's new power saving options to save a little bit of energy, which they say is a little bit per person, but added up overall would be a huge amount, which is awesome. I think it's great that they're trying to help the earth a little bit, even if it's just a little bit. That's awesome. So And if you wanted to be a prick, you could totally turn it off in the options menu from what it seems like. So I don't know why everyone's complaining. So I don't know what you guys' thoughts on this are.
I don't know. As I said prior to this podcast, this is only an issue due to the Karen and the Kevins of the world, and
Yes.
the Sharons and the Carols and whoever else finds a problem or there's no problem to be had.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It really doesn't affect your life at all.
It really doesn't.
You know, it one way or another, it's not your life or even your children's lives that this is going to affect. It's going to be generations beyond that. So, what do you care? Seriously, what doesn't matter?
No, you're absolutely right. I agree. It doesn't make a difference in any way to them as a person. It's not negatively impacting their lives. I just don't get it. Colin, do you have any comments?
The great words of Mr. Farnsworth from Futurama. It's not my problem.
I love it. Okay, so do you guys have anything else you want to talk about before we move on to what we've been playing or what we're looking forward to?
No.
No. Well, have you guys had a chance to watch any The Last of Us yet?
I have not, but I have heard rave reviews. People are saying
So have I, yeah.
great. I do want to check it out. Do you guys want to maybe watch a few episodes before next podcast? We can see what we think.
Well, I think we should. I just wanted a few episodes to come out before I start watching.
Have HBO Max.
Yes, you need HBO Max to watch it. That is correct. Yes, you need a subscription.
That's true.
And if you don't have it, we're not going to force you to buy it, Colin. Me and my wife already have it, so I can definitely watch it.
Oh no, I'll watch it. I just don't have HBO Max.
Okay. I mean that's
a joke, by the way.
I was trying to figure out how to respond to that.
I do not condone piracy.
I appreciate you saying that out loud, just in case in future we do end up getting a sponsor of some sort.
No, I do not condone piracy. I do not indulge in it myself. It is bad for the economy, and like all the federal things on old DVD says, piracy is not a victimless crime.
You wouldn't download a car.
No.
I love that old. All right, cool. So we can me and Carnage. I guess we agreed non-verbally or verbally to just now that we'll watch a couple episodes of that together this week, and then we can actually watch it together on Discord if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say like we are like quite a few miles apart from each other, but yeah.
Well, there is a website that multiple websites that allow you to watch content together with friends and family from distances. So we can totally do that.
Amazon's doing it now.
What's that now?
They have Amazon has like a watch together feature in the.
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, they're Prime, and guess what? The person you want to view this with must also have Prime. I already tried it. At least up here in Canada. Yeah, no, not possible.
That's hilarious.
No.
Oh man, he's like, yeah. You guess what? You need Prime too.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, cool. So let's move on to the next subject. I am just gonna bring up the fact that I only have one thing to say. Or two things actually. I'm sorry. First, there's a game coming out. It doesn't have an announced release date yet, but I'm actually really excited for it. It's an indie game called Under a Rock, and it is a third-person procedural open-world survival craft for 1 to 10 players. I just wishlisted it on Steam earlier today. I am super excited for it. If anyone has seen like Grounded, like the Honey I Shrunk the Kids video game that we talked about a few podcasts back, that it essentially looks like that, but with like procedural generation for the island that you spawn on. I think it looks freaking cool. I'm slightly hopeful that it'll do great. It is being made by like a really small development team. I think it's literally 1 or 2 guys. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, Nordic Trolls is the development team.
Nordic Trolls. Yeah.
You've played a game by them already, Carnage Chronicles.
Oh, the VR game. I didn't realize they made that.
Yeah,
that game was okay.
Starring our very own host, Carnage.
Story
Hey,
no,
no, yeah, I wish, but that game's Carnage with a K. We're all C's over here, my friend.
That's
Okay,
all
okay.
C's.
I see. Anyway.
But yeah, so I don't know how many people are actually working on it, but I'm super excited for it. I think it looks awesome. So I think more games should go with the procedural generation route for certain aspects of the game. I'm not saying the entire game as a whole should be procedurally generated, but like if it makes your life easier and development easier, like, and you can procedurally generate certain things to make the game refreshing to play multiple times, then they should do it. I think like you were saying earlier, Carnage, like RNG procedurally generated cosmetic battle pass would be pretty freaking cool, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look, I got a headdress with a unicorn horn on it. You know what I mean? That'd be so cool. But yeah, so I was gonna talk about that, and then I was gonna talk about the fact that I have been playing. I actually ended up buying a copy of Cult of the Lamb on Steam, whereas a few weeks ago I said I bought it on a different platform, which is Good Old Games. I wanted to play it on the Steam Deck, and because I had the Good Old Games copy, I couldn't actually play it on the Steam Deck, which really upset me, so I just gave in. It was on sale, and I bought the Steam version, so I could play it on the Steam Deck, and I've been playing it for the past, 5 or 6 days, and I beat the first 2 bosses. That game is really fun. Like it's I like it a lot. I think the combat is a little too easy in certain aspects. But the thing that makes it hard is the micromanagement, to be honest. Like the micromanagement is extremely difficult. Like I've gotten to the point where like the entire cult, I had to just let it, like I literally intentionally had them all murdered by making poison food because there was a what's it called, like a rebellion. There was one specific cult member that was trying to like cause a rebellion, and all of them were negatively impacted. And I said like to myself, I was like, this isn't going to work, so, and I don't want to have to deal with trying to get your guys's motivation back up again to where it was before the rebellion happened. So I basically just made a bunch of poison food, and they were all angry with me, and I said, all right, you go eat the poison food, you go eat the poison food, you go eat the poison food. And I basically had everyone killed down to one last guy, and then I killed the last guy because I was like, you know what, I don't want to chance any of you being still poisoned by his rebellious thoughts. And then when I did that, the game came up and said, you have 1 day or like 1 or 2 in-game days to replace at least one person. Otherwise, your entire game is going to be reset, and you'll have to start from the very beginning, and I'll have to redo those first 2 bosses again. And I was like, So the micromanagement, the time management is extremely difficult, and I think that's probably where the fun comes in. But the combat is stupid easy. You become like really overpowered pretty quickly. Because like the way the upgrade tree works, you can pretty much unlock everything pretty quickly. So the game's fun though. The game's fun. I like it a lot. I know they said that a few weeks ago. After beating 2 bosses, I'm like 12 hours in. I want to say like 10 or 12 hours in. I play a couple hours every night for the past 5 or 6 days, so it's good. I like it. I recommend it to anyone who's interested in like a top-down 2D action combat game with some micromanagement, time management.
It's not 100% top down though. Like it's
it's like isometric would be.
If you've played Don't Starve,
yes,
together, it's the exact same as that.
It's like the same art style too. Yeah,
I haven't played it, but man, I was. If it was co-op, I would have bought a copy for everybody.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Discord, man.
Yeah.
Like it looks top notch.
It's great. It's great. The animations are smooth. The combat is smooth. Everything is great. I don't really have very many issues with it, other than maybe the difficulty with the time management stuff. But to make it more clear, I am actually playing on the hardest difficulty, or second hardest difficulty. I'm playing the one above normal, and then there's one above that, but I don't have access to that one yet until you beat the game. So I am playing on the second hardest difficulty. Which might be where most of my issues are coming from, but whatever. I'm still enjoying it. I think it's great. Everyone should go check it out. Support the developer for it. It's actually a really small developer that made it. The publisher's really decently large. It's Devolver. They're well known for publishing really good games. The game's called Cult of the Lamb. I would definitely go check it out. And you guys got anything you want to talk about?
haven't been able to play much to talk about it, other than
New World.
New World, yeah. And the all fun, ridiculously hard endgame content, which is very unpredictable to say the least.
I like how you say fun and endgame, or fun and endgame like together, like ridiculously fun, or hard.
Well, it's fun and it is hard, but it's to me it's the side quests that are much harder than the main storyline once you get to the end game.
Right.
And they did release on their community forums that it was intended to be such.
That it was meant to be difficult is what you're saying. It was meant to be.
Yeah. But apart from that, yeah, it's just a very grindy ass game that's, yeah, it's like a second job at this point. But
well,
yeah,
as long as you're not stressing yourself out with the fact that you think to yourself after a long day's work, I have to get on New World to complete this dungeon.
No. See, that's what I went through with Destiny.
Right.
When we were heavily into that Destiny 2, that every day it's like, oh, I gotta log in so that I can get my bounties, and then Zer's here, I better get I better get my my challenges done for him, and then play some toxic ass Gambit just to piss myself off.
You got so angry.
So no, it's not that bad. Love the game, love the contents.
You said last podcast that you wholly recommended it to anyone looking for an MMO to play, so that's cool.
Yeah, I still do. If you want to step away from the Warcraft and lift your spirits up from the latest terrible Diablo releases, then go to New World. And you'll have
sorry to interrupt you. To the listeners, if you are interested in getting into it, fair warning, I hope you're ready to run. you are going to be running a lot. Lot. Right. Colin, you got anything?
Well, yeah, I do, but first I wanted to say, Jordan, I did Google it, and apparently the developers of Cult of the Lamb have stated that they would like to look into multiplayer in the future of the game, so that might be coming for you.
I wonder if they mean by like an update, or if they mean like Cult of the Lamb 2 will be.
No, they mean like they said that it wouldn't be in the release, but it was an avenue they would like to look down into for a future update.
So cool! I think that would be great because Cult of the Lamb is like what Carnage said with it being like Don't Starve Together. That is a really good example of how that game works and looks. Because as an example, in Don't Starve Together, the way Don't Starve Together works, the reason it works so well is because when you're playing with other people, you can distribute different jobs to people. Like you can have one person be in charge of the farmland and take care of fertilizing and gathering and planting, that sort of thing. You can have somebody in charge of food. You can have somebody in charge of hunting for food. You can have somebody in charge of making the items we need, like magic based items or new crock pots, that sort of thing. So the divvying up of jobs is really good. So with this game, with Cult of the Lamb, it would be so good to divvy up jobs. I can have let's say Carnage wants to do combat. He can go out and fight the bosses for me while the real time is still happening, by the way, which is how the game works, which is why the time management is such a pain, because you could be out there and they make you rush through these levels as fast as you can because you have to, because real time is still passing by while you're doing the levels, which is fine, I guess, but your cult members are stupid. They don't know how to make food for themselves unless you make an actual specific item that has a function that makes one of them a cook that then makes it so that he can make food for everybody. Even though you have a cooking station in the middle of the freaking base, they can do it themselves if they really wanted to. They're not all stupid. I know that one of them can cook. But yeah,
anyone can cook.
Anyone can cook. Yeah, so the multiplayer would make that game so much more fun because Carnage can go out and fight things in real time while I stay back at the base and take care of my baby diapered cult members. Yeah, I think that would be freaking sick. I'm really excited. So,
but the game I've played, it's an older game. It is Lego
Team
City.
Fortress.
Faith. No, Lego City Undercover. It's an older Lego game.
I heard that
based
game
on
was
the-
great. I heard
It is. It was so great that I think it had a prequel that I played. Not think. I think it was a prequel. It is a prequel, but I don't think it was. I think it was released before the main game. Anyway, I played it. I played the original one on 3DS. It was great. I loved it, and so now I'm making my way through the sequel, which is also equally really good.
I just wanted to interrupt. Making my way downtown. Okay, continue. Sorry, I had to.
District. There is a downtown district, so you're not wrong.
I had to. I'm
have
sorry.
made my way down there. Anyway, but yeah, it's really fun. It has good mechanics as a cop, and as the title suggests, you going undercover as different things like farmers, construction site people, construction workers, farmers, robbers, civilian, many other things, working your way to get the crime boss, Rex Fury, back in jail.
Rex Fury. That is an amazing name for a crime
You know,
boss. Rex Fury.
Yeah, he has, like, I'm pretty sure one eye missing with a scar, and he has that flame hair, like, the spiked hair up in the front type of hairdo,
Right.
fully going with the name.
You said Lego City Undercover is what it's called?
Undercover, yes.
It came out in 2013. Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's old. It was like they were marketing the Wii U with it, so
I was going to say, are you playing it on the Wii U or Steam?
No, I'm playing it on my PC.
Okay, I was like, because it is on Steam too. It has a 9 out of 10. Wow.
Yeah, it's a good game. Like I fully suggested if you like Lego games.
Awesome.
Oh, I am sorry to tangent right away, but you guys see the Goldeneye is coming out?
I did.
Again? Oh my
God. Is it a remaster or is it a?
No, it is the original. I'm pretty sure it's the original.
So they're literally just
Wait,
re-releasing the
wait,
2
wait.
polygon.
So it's Goldeneye, or is it Goldeneye remastered but brought to new consoles? Or is it?
Oh, I guess it's technically remastered, but it's the exact same
the
image.
original.
I watched the trailers.
They have a trailer for it. Ooh.
I've watched. I didn't see the trailer. Like, I watched a streamer watch the trailer.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be available on Game Pass. So if you guys have, or the Switch, so if you guys have either of those, it's going to be free to you.
Oh, speaking of Game Pass, I just wanted to start a tangent real quick. I just wanted to say that I downloaded Hi-Fi Rush. I will be playing that sometime this week, so I can give my opinions on it later on next podcast. So
Yeah. So
But yeah.
yeah, I don't have really much more to say, but that it's on Game Pass. It actually went on Game Pass yesterday. So I might actually, and apparently it's your traditional 4-player. You can have your 4-player multiplayer or the campaign. It's 100% old school N64 classic. So, which
Huh.
I didn't even think I didn't even know it was going to happen, and I just happened to see one of the streamers that I watch
I like
was
Golden Gun
was
mode.
commenting on it.
right.
And yeah, I went down memory lane hard that day. So yeah, keep a lookout on your Game Pass, guys.
That's
Mhm.
that's freaking awesome. I love that game. I remember playing that as a kid with my brothers, like as a 9-10-year-old. That game was great. That game was great and bad at the same time for multiplayer because you would like screen cheat because it was one of those like split screen
see,
co-op
I
like
did that.
multiplayer games.
I did that with
Yeah.
my dad. I'd like go up to find a high place and just snipe him, and then look over at his screen to see where he is. That
Yeah,
was fun.
Yeah.
It sucked though because like you could screen cheat because like in the multiplayer multiplayer like team deathmatch game, like a split screen team deathmatch, you would have proximity mines that you could put on the walls, and because you could just literally see the other person's
You could see
screen.
where they were going, so you could throw it preemptively.
Yeah,
So that's-
or the opposite. You could see where they preemptively place them on the wall because their proximity they go off when you go like. So you could literally just go around the map and be like, "Oh, I know they're on this side. I'm gonna go around the other side." Like,
Yeah, but that you're talking about any game that we've played on a split screen on a TV.
Oh, true.
You know,
Halo was a good example of that too.
But yeah, it's when I hear GoldenEye, I hear multiplayer with paintball rounds. That's what comes into my head. And just so you guys know, that game is 26 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was the talk of the town.
The talk of the town.
That day. Yeah.
I still have the freaking like the first 10 minutes of the game like memorized because I played through the beginning of that game like 30 times, but I only beat it like once.
I have the remastered copy on my PS3.
Oh wow. I didn't realize they remastered it once already.
Yeah, that was a remaster.
Are they?
Yeah.
So is this one going to be the re-release of that remaster, or are they
I have no
remastering it?
I have no idea.
Kind of curious to see.
I mean, how much could they really remaster when they're trying to keep it a retro?
I don't know, man. They remastered Last of Us like 3 times. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
All right. I don't really have anything for a trivia thing this time around or a Mad Lib. So unless you guys have an idea for something we can do real quick, I think we should probably just end it there.
Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, fine. Do you want to do some quick trivia?
Quick trivia.
I mean, do you want to do that, or do you just want to call it here?
Well, that's a good question.
The long pause.
We're on a hour and 13 minutes here. Let's see.
Long.
Nope, I got nothing. I'm a blank.
I'm gonna Google some quick trivia for y'all because I've never been the master.
Okay, let's do it. Are you gonna do like 5 questions or something? Best 3 out of 5.
Best 3 out of 5. So, because it's the first one. How many Grand Theft Auto games have been released?
Oh my god!
Wait, does it counting the re-releases of 5?
I'm going to assume so because it's larger than a certain number.
I was gonna say because that game alone was re-released like what 9 times, 10 times. Jesus. Okay, hold on. Grand Theft Auto 1, Grand Theft Auto 2, Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto.
I'm gonna go with closest answer
Vice City. Grand Theft Auto 4, Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm gonna say 7.
Carnage wins.
Oh, I didn't count the PSP one. Damn it.
It's closer to 8. It's 15.
What?
I was just gonna say, are they counting Red Dead in there as well?
No, that's not a Grand Theft Auto game.
It's a Rockstar game though.
Yeah, but he said
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, he said Grand Theft Auto specifically. Yeah.
Okay.
15. So they have to be counting
the re-releases. No
the
way.
re-releases.
There's no way. No, there's a bunch of handheld ones that I didn't account for.
There's. I'm assuming they're talking about like not like the same games like Grand Theft Auto and the Game Boy Advanced or whatever was different. Anyway.
Okay, well, so 1 point for Carnage. Good job. I'm not jealous and upset in any way. Go ahead. What?
Another. Let's keep going.
Go ahead, Colin.
So, from where was the prince in the classic video game Prince of?
What? Wait, was that a question? What?
Yeah, that was the question. So, where was the prince from the game Prince of?
Fuck. Sands of Time. What the hell's his name?
Not his name. Where is he from?
Jerusalem?
Jerusalem?
No.
You're talking about the Prince of Time, right? What the hell's his name?
No. It's literally the name of the game.
Prince
Persia. Prince of Persia.
Yeah, he gets
Persia.
Fuck! Gets 2 points.
Come on, that's what I knew!
This is best out of 5, so
I knew what it was, I just couldn't think of the damn name!
Okay.
I'm so mad. Alright, go ahead with the next. I said Sands of Time.
Alright.
Alright, go ahead.
So, let's see here. How many I'm just kidding.
What?
Nothing. Okay. I'm just gonna go with this one.
I wish you would do a Who's That Pokemon?
You know what? Because you mentioned that, Pokemon Go was released in which year?
Oh boy. 2017.
I'm going based on closeness, so Carnage.
That's 2015.
I'm gonna give y'all both another go. No, actually, no. Neither of you get the point because y'all are both within 1 year, 2016.
Oh, Megan.
Ah.
Megan wrote it in the chat.
Okay, so
Okay.
So Carnage has 2, and
I have
2 to
none.
1. Okay. What was the original profession of Mario in
Plumber.
Donkey Kong?
What?
Oh, Donkey Kong. I should have let you finish.
Wow. Official. He was he was a mechanic, like some kind of.
No. I'll give you both one other guess.
He had a hammer. He had a hammer.
Okay.
He was a construction worker.
Okay. Carnage. What do you got?
Don't be looking at chat either. Megan's cheating.
No. I'm actually staring up at my ceiling. I don't have an answer.
All right. Well, I'll throw. No, it's not close. It's carpenter. He was a carpenter.
Construction worker and carpenter are the same thing.
Yeah.
A construction worker and a carpenter are the same thing.
They are.
No,
Yes, they're interchangeable. What do you mean?
No, they're not. A carpenter works specifically with wood. A construction worker.
Construction work.
I thought you said a construction. Those are not the same things. My dad would be insulted.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
So 2-0.
Jeez.
Okay. Who
That's
are
sigh.
the developers of the Halo series?
Bungie
Okay.
I didn't hear the question.
said who were the original developers of Halo?
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay.
I mean, technically, so is 343 Studios.
No, he said original.
Okay. The original. Anyway, so what game was the trying to phrase this word. What game was the only game that utilized the zapper gun for the NES originally?
Duck Hunt.
All right, 2-2. Final question. Okay. We've talked about it in this one. Complete the classic game title. You're going to have to buzz in first.
Nope.
World of...
Warcraft, Buzz Warcraft.
All right.
Dang it! Warcraft Buzz. Warcraft Buzz.
Carnage wins with 3-2.
Fine. I didn't even get a chance to process the word buzz. Fuck you. Oh, you suck.
That was trivia, and Carnage has won. So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
All right,
god.
let's roll us out, Carnage.
All right. Go
You
ahead.
want me to what?
You, blow us out, he said.
I said roll us out. Roll tape.
Okay, guys, that's going to be another episode of Press C for Carnage. Actually, that's going to be our season-ending episode of Press C for Carnage. Thank you all for sticking around from the very beginning. Please check us out on our socials at Press C #4 Carnage. See you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.